there's some new information that is for me, and one is the nano-sized chlorella. Is that a solution of chlorella that you developed? And you have any?
Yeah, there is a professor of chemistry who makes this for us. It's called matrix metals. Is the material BioPure has that,
Okay.
and it's a truly nanonized chlorella. It means chlorella gets split open to reduce in a chemical process to reduce the particle size to the 10 to the -9 meter. It's a very, very tiny particle size at which the chlorella becomes completely sublingually absorbable and cruises around through the system and can cross all the membranes, can cross the brain barrier, and can get into the brain to mobilize the metals that are most critically injurious to us. And,
Interesting.
So we needed that. We needed something that can slip across these terminal membranes.
So you still.
Mercury is a small molecule, and you have to sort of follow it with a similarly small molecule in order to get to the places where it's hiding.
So you still use it in conjunction with the regular chlorella, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, that has not changed. You absolutely need the chlorella to remove the bulk of what is mobilized from the system. And chlorella, has a fantastic profile of nutrients in it that support the methylation cycle. This is the most important part of, the glutathione production and the production of methyl donors. All important in detoxification.
Do you have a protocol that you use now with the chlorella or the mercury disrupting agents like cilantro and some of the other ones you mentioned?
Yeah.
So
use at night, at bedtime, we use 15 drops cilantro tincture in hot water, and again I use the BioPure cilantro because it goes through an energizing process where the right frequencies are put into the cilantro that are specific for the different metals, and it has a much stronger metal mobilizing effect that way. But it is still cilantro, so it's 15 drops cilantro in a cup of hot water, a cilantro tea. It's a recipe that's over 1,000 years old. So, there was the German nun that is also known in this country, Hildegard von Bingen. Hildegard is more known in this country for her compositions, her music compositions in Gregorian chant that she composed. But she was the first medical practitioner in Germany that wrote a Materia Medica in medicine, which for the first time mentions infections, it mentions toxicity, it mentions all the things that we're dealing with today. And she devised a protocol for any of these conditions. And has a wonderful, wonderful medical textbook. And one of her main treatments was 15 drops cilantro tincture in hot water at night. And so I've taken that from her and it works fantastic. We have a German neurologist who evaluated the excretions of metals in hair, urine, and stool after giving that, shows dramatic increases in excretion. Not so much in mercury, but in nickel, lead, cadmium, aluminum, all the things we don't want to have either. And there is an advantage of removing those metals first before the mercury. When you remove mercury together with everything else, on the way out, the mercury cross-reacts with the other metals and has a devastating synergistic effect. So we started kind of realizing that it's better to remove the metals in sequence, where you remove the mercury last and deal with the other metals first. So we do that with the cilantro maybe for a month, and then we bring in the chlorella, and I go high with the doses. I give at least 40, 50 tablets a day of chlorella.
So this is the regular chlorella, not the nano-sized one first?
No, this is the regular chlorella.
Okay.
And then if we know that for 2 weeks there's the massive excretion of mercury in the stool.
How many days do you do the large dose?
40, 50 tablets.
No, but how many days?
For at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
But in general, I keep people on it for about 3 or 4 months.
The high dose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we sort of drop back to maybe 20, 30, 25 a day for a year or for lifetime. You know, really, I consider anybody who's not detoxing for lifetime is pretty stupid. Is not getting it. You know.
Now, do you find that this is a safe protocol to use, or does someone need to be tested with ART to see if they can tolerate that dose of chlorella?
No, I feel it's very safe. There's certainly no harmful long-term effect. There's a small number of people that can be truly allergic to chlorella. Most of the side effects are mobilization effects. You know, by mobilizing toxic metals on the way out, it can cause inflammation, it can cause irritation. And the treatment then is to go up with the chlorella dose to extract those metals as quick as possible. And any side effect with chlorella will stop as soon as you stop the chlorella. So rather than finding somebody like me who can test and waiting for months to get an appointment, I think it's very reasonable to start taking it and then stopping if you do have any serious side effects. So we call this a medical trial or therapeutic trial. I think it's very reasonable. It's the same like saying, well, you know, I never had spinach in my life before. Now I want to start eating spinach. Do I need to be tested first? Of course, you know, anybody would say, well, you know, it's a food, and so start eating it. If you don't tolerate it, you'll probably notice afterwards. Chlorella is absolutely a food, not a medication. And as a food, it should be tried, and if tolerated, it should be taken in high amounts.
Hello, this is Dr. Mercola, and I sure hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did, but I want you to know it's only a small segment of the complete 2 to 3 hour full interview I did. And those interviews are available to members of my inner circle. And every month, members of my inner circle will receive a complete 2 to 3 hour interview of one of the top health experts in the world who is willing to share their secrets they've learned over a lifetime to help you and your family take control of your health. In addition to that, inner circle members also receive a 2-hour DVD full of health information that you can use as an alternative to watching commercial TV, and a 24-page printed newsletters that's mailed directly to your home every month. And it is one of the best values I've ever put together. It's a complete no-brainer. I encourage you to join. There's absolutely no risk at all, because if for any reason at all you are not completely 100% satisfied, my customer service team has clear, specific instructions to give you a prompt refund. So it doesn't get any better than that, and I encourage you to take advantage of this special offer so that you and your family members can start to take control of your health.